All right, let me cut across to the Kanishka Air India bombing. 40 years anniversary of the deadly attack. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police have now finally identified a man who was involved in testing a bomb just weeks before the incident. The incident took place on this very day, June 23rd, 1985. For the first time on the 40th anniversary of the tragic Air India Flight 182 Kanishka, the flight India, Ireland and Canada united to commemorate and pay their respects to the 329 lives that were taken on the Air India Flight 182. The name, however, of the person was not revealed, citing privacy laws. What's even more shocking here is that the person died without even facing any charges. A bomb was detonated mid-air by Khalistani terrorists on Air India Flight 182 from Montreal to Mumbai, killing all 329 people on board. The passengers were mostly Canadians of Indian origin. An Indian delegation headed by Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri, Irish Prime Minister Micheál Martin, Canadian Minister of Public Safety Gary, and local Irish officials all came together, including first responders, families of the victims, attending this event. The presence of the Indian delegation and Canadian ministers was seen as a step to bolster bilateral ties between the two countries. This was possibly the first time a formal meet to commemorate those victims' families happened today.
It's a deeply moving memorial service. I had the privilege in 2019 of visiting the memorial in Toronto also. But what I want to say here is that the families of the victims who continue after 40 years, normally one would have thought 40 years is a long time and the wounds will heal. But the grief remains. The fact that over 300 people, innocent people, their lives were snuffed out due to a terrorist action. A bomb was planted. And apart from the very moving speeches of the Taoiseach of Ireland, the Canadian Minister, what I was very struck with was also the remarks made by the Canadian Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Honorary Bob Ray. He said that in 2005, he had been mandated by his government to prepare a report on the Kanishka bombing. And I think Prime Minister Stephen Harper was then in Canada. And the report that he produced, I think, resonates and is very relevant today. It said that this was an act of crime. It came from hate. It was a terrorist action. And that there is no justification for any action like this.